introduce a dynamic duo who comes to us from the faraway country of Moab. Two women in mourning due to the loss of their husbands. They have no one but each other. Let us turn to Ruth and Naomi to learn of their incredible journey filled with loss, love, and an incredible amount of faith. Good afternoon, ladies.
Good afternoon.
Ruth, I would like to start with you.
Okay.
Naomi encouraged you to go with your sister-in-law back to your homeland. How difficult was it to watch her leave to head to a familiar land when you were headed into a land of the unknown?
It was sort of difficult, but I had to be with my mother-in-law. It was just right.
What prompted you to stay with Naomi?
Well, we both had loss, and having each other was better than having nobody. So.
Did it have anything to do with her faith in her God?
Yeah, it did. She was dedicated.
Well, she must have been a pretty amazing woman to choose to go with her instead.
Oh, yeah, she's a great woman.
Naomi, during a time when not many people followed God, you did. You shared him with Ruth, and you taught her how to serve God. How do you think God blessed you for your faithfulness to him?
Well, he brought me Ruth, and she stood by me through everything, so I thank her for that.
Naomi, describe how you felt when you realized Ruth was set on following you.
I was very happy and very thankful and very joyful that she decided to stay with me when she could have just gone and found another husband.
How would you describe what your life would have been like without Ruth?
It would have been lonely and hard and boring because she's a very joyful and happy and crazy person.
Back to Ruth. Your commitment to Naomi was for life when you said, "Where you go, I go. Your people are my people, and your God will be my God." What was the best gift God gave you?
Well, I have to say it was Naomi because she's the one that took me in and showed me the ways of a wise woman.
Let's move forward a little bit to Boaz. Ruth, do you consider Boaz a hero?
Yeah, I could say he was, yeah.
What would convince you to believe that he's a hero?
Well, I had a job for him, so he kind of saved me from being poor.
And how exactly did he do that? His kindness and generosity that he showed you. How did he show you that kindness and generosity?
Well, that's a good question.
How about when he allowed you to work in his fields?
That was nice because it was a famine and, it was good to be able to get some extra food in the fields.
Did he limit you to how much you could collect, or was he very generous and allowed you to take extra and kind of gave you a lot of area to collect from?
He was very generous, and he let me pick up the leftover grain behind, and, he would favor me a little bit.
He took an interest in you, huh?
Yeah.
Naomi, use your experience to encourage others. What words of encouragement do you have for those struggling today, like you once struggled?
Well, turn to God because he is always there for you when no one else probably will be. And he will always help you and love you through hard times, no matter what you do.
That's very, very encouraging. Ruth, Naomi's plan involved sneaking into Boaz's room in the middle of the night. At any point, were you afraid her plan wouldn't work?
It was a little weird just sitting in his room, but I had faith in her.
Can you share some of the details of Naomi's plan?
Let's see.
You went into his room after he had a full meal and plenty to drink, and she advised you to lay down at his feet.
Yes, she did, and it was, and he saw me, so.
And he saw you. Was he angry?
No, I don't think so. My looks, probably.
How about, at what point did you realize Boaz was a respectable man and that he would make a good husband?
Just by the generosity he showed me, and just
Did he take careful precautions to keep you a respectable woman?
yeah, he did.
He didn't take advantage of you, I don't believe.
Never, no.
And Naomi, could you describe what it feels like to have a grandson? At the beginning of our story, you were filled with grief and sadness, and at the end, Boaz and Ruth went on to marry, and they had a son together. Now you have a family and a grandson who will one day care for you, and to know that your family will continue for generations. How does that make you feel?
I was very happy and amazed because even though I lost my sons, I gained a grandson in the end.
So at the beginning of our story, you were just filled with grief and sadness, and now you have, I'm assuming, an overwhelming amount of joy.
Yes.
Do you give all of your praise to God and your thanksgiving to God?
Yes, I do.
Do you credit Him for all that you both have been given?
Yes.
Yes.
Ruth and Naomi, thank you so much for sharing your story of hope and love. We can all learn from you both. Are there any parting words that you have for us?
Always trust in God. That's always a good thing to have.
Well, thank you very much.